Streamers, hats, balloons. Hey, what's up? I'm Lincoln, and I'm just finishing up decorating for a birthday party. I'm in charge of all things birthdays around here. So I spent the morning decorating and getting everything ready. Pretty festive, right? I don't know about you, but I love birthday parties. I mean, who doesn't like hanging out with friends, having cake, playing games, and giving gifts? I think the reason I enjoy parties so much is because I just love to celebrate. And there are so many reasons you can celebrate. You can celebrate something big like a holiday or your team winning the big game. You can celebrate small things like bowling a strike. With so many things you can celebrate, it has me thinking, what should we celebrate? When I've got questions like this, I know that I can go to the Bible to find the answers. Here it is. The Bible is God's true message to us about himself. Did you know that there are parties in the Bible? It's true. God's people celebrated a lot. Like when they had a special holiday to remember what God had done for them, or times when God kept them safe from their enemies, or gave them what they needed. One of the greatest days of celebration was the day that Jesus came to a city called Jerusalem. Now, why did people celebrate Jesus coming into Jerusalem? You see, all 4 books of the Bible, called Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, talk about this important day. Let's check it out. Jesus entered Jerusalem. Jesus and his disciples were traveling to the city of Jerusalem. As they got closer to the city, Jesus told 2 of the disciples, "Go to the village ahead of you. You will find a donkey tied with her colt. Untie them and bring them to me." Jesus said that if anyone asked what they were doing, to tell them that the Lord needs them. The 2 disciples did everything that Jesus said. The owners standing there asked them what they were doing. The disciples answered that the Lord needed the animals, so the owners let them go. The disciples brought the donkey and the colt and laid their clothes on them. A donkey? Jesus is a king. He should be at least riding on a big, powerful horse, right? So why would Jesus come into Jerusalem on a donkey? Well, many years before Jesus came, a prophet, a person who shared special messages from God named Zechariah, told God's people that a great king would one day come to them riding on a colt, which is another name for a donkey. So when the people saw Jesus riding on a donkey, it was a sign that the king the prophet Zechariah spoke about had actually come. Let's keep reading. Jesus sat on the donkey and began riding to Jerusalem. A very large crowd began to gather because they were excited to see Jesus. They spread their clothes on the road, and some were cutting branches from the trees to spread them on the road too. The crowd went ahead of Jesus and started to shout and say, "Hosanna! Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord." When Jesus entered Jerusalem, the whole city was in an uproar, and some people asked, "Who is this?" The crowd answered, "It is Jesus." Now that is what I call a reason to celebrate. Jesus coming into Jerusalem was very exciting. Jesus came so that he can make a way for people to have a relationship with God by saving them from their sins. Sin is when we choose to do what we think is best instead of following God's best. Because of our sin, Jesus came to die on the cross so that our relationship with God could be restored. When we respond to Jesus by believing he's God's son, turning away from our wrong choices, asking God to forgive us and follow him, we can celebrate the truth of who he is and what a relationship with him means. When we celebrate the truth of who Jesus is, we can step up and point our friends, family, and others to Jesus. How cool is that? All right, I've got a few more decorations to take care of before the party starts. Remember, God's truth is worth celebrating. Speaking of celebrating, where did I put those party favors?